Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Lalema Aneja Dang and with me is Abhineet Shukla with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs first meeting of high-level committee to commemorate 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. Prime Minister to address Gurpurab celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji at Lakhpat Sahib Gurudwara at Kutch in Gujarat tomorrow. Government says world is witnessing fourth COVID surge, emphasizes the need to remain vigilant with COVID-appropriate behavior. Centre assures 18,800 metric tons of medical oxygen per day capacity available in the country. Night curfew to be imposed in Uttar Pradesh from tomorrow in view of rising cases of Omicron infection. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar stresses on infrastructure development in the agriculture sector, inaugurates 4-day agriculture exhibition AgroVision at Nagpur in Maharashtra. Election Commission reviews poll preparedness for upcoming assembly elections in Uttarakhand. And in cricket, India to lock horns with Pakistan in 50-over group stage match of ACC Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai tomorrow. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause of concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today chaired the first meeting of the High-Level Committee, HLC, which has been constituted to commemorate 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo in a befitting manner. The notification of the HLC was issued on the 20th of this month and it comprises 53 members from various walks of life. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister expressed his gratitude to the esteemed members for their valuable thoughts and suggestions on Sri Aurobindo's commemoration. Mr. Modi said that the 2 aspects of Sri Aurobindo's philosophy of revolution and evolution are of key importance and should be emphasized as part of the commemoration. He added that the youth should be encouraged towards the concept of greatness as embodied in the philosophy of Nar to Narayan to create a Mahamanav as propounded by Sri Aurobindo. The Prime Minister further added that it is the responsibility of India as a spiritual leader of the world to contribute in terms of spiritualism to nations across the globe. He suggested that 150 universities across the country should be involved in writing papers on different aspects of Sri Aurobindo's life and philosophy and the 150 papers to be published on the occasion. The Prime Minister proposed to launch the commemoration celebrations of Sri Aurobindo from Puducherry, coinciding with the celebration of National Youth Day. Mr. Modi said this will encourage the youth to visit Puducherry and learn about his life and teachings, where Sri Aurobindo spent his life from 1910 to 1950. The Prime Minister fondly recalled his discussions and deliberations as Gujarat Chief Minister with Sri Kirith Joshi, who was a disciple of Sri Aurobindo. He said that these discussions enriched him with the thoughts of Sri Aurobindo, which were deeply reflected when he was working on preparing the national education policy. Home Minister Amit Shah profusely thanked the participants for their valuable suggestions. Today's meeting of HLC was held in a hybrid mode. All the members expressed the opinion that the concept of integral education of Sri Aurobindo should be a part of the new education policy and should be included in the curriculum at the college and university levels.
The Prime Minister will address the Gurupurab celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji at Lakhpat Sahib Gurudwara at Kutch in Gujarat through video conferencing tomorrow. Every year from the 23rd to the 25th of December, Sikh Sangat of Gujarat celebrates the Gurupurab of Guru Nanak Dev at this Gurudwara. Guru Nanak Dev had stayed at Lakhpat during the course of his travels. Gurudwara Lakhpat Sahib has its relics including wooden footwear and palki as well as manuscripts and marking strips of Gurmukhi. Over 140 crore 31 lakh doses of COVID vaccine have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. 7,051 COVID patients recovered during the same period and the national recovery rate stands at 98.40%. The country reported 6,650 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. The government has said that the world is witnessing the fourth surge with regard to COVID cases. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan mentioned that the World Health Organization has said that Omicron has greater transmissibility compared to the Delta variant as the Omicron cases double within 1.5 to 3 days. He emphasized the need to remain vigilant with COVID-appropriate behavior.
The world is witnessing the fourth surge and the overall positivity is 6.1. So therefore we have to be on guard and we cannot afford to loosen our guard, we cannot afford to slacken. हमें पूरी सावधानी और पूरी सतर्कता बरतनी है.
The Health Secretary has informed that so far 358 Omicron cases have been detected in 17 states and union territories in the country. Globally, total number of Omicron cases reported in 108 countries are over 1,51,000. On the issue of preparedness to deal with the situation in the country, the Health Secretary said that learning from the first and the second wave of COVID pandemic in the country, more than 18 lakh isolation beds are made available in the country.
हमने देश भर में 18 लाख से ज्यादा आइसोलेशन बेड्स तैयार किए हैं. 4,94,000 ऑक्सीजन सपोर्टेड बेड तैयार हुए हैं. 1,40,000 के लगभग आईसीयू बेड तैयार हुए हैं. 24,000 पीडियाट्रिक आईसीयू हैं. 64,000 पीडियाट्रिक नॉन आईसीयू बेड्स तैयार हुए हैं. इसके अलावा इमरजेंसी कोविड रिस्पांस पैकेज 2 ECRP2 जिसे कहा जाता है, ये 23,123 करोड़ का पैकेज है.
On the availability of medical oxygen capacity, the Health Secretary said there was a 10-fold increase in oxygen demand from the first wave to second wave and there is now 18,800 metric tons of medical oxygen per day capacity is available. On COVID vaccination, he said that 89% of total adult population has received the first dose while 61% have received the second dose. During the media briefing, Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Balram Bhargav said the infection by Omicron does not necessarily lead to severe symptomatic clinical disease. Niti Aayog member Health Dr. V.K. Paul stressed on the need for wearing of mask and constant vigil. He said unnecessary travel by the people should be avoided.
We have emphasized individual discipline, wearing masks, hygiene, no crowding, unnecessary travel to be avoided, not to create lockdown. So individual behavior, systemic response by way of surveillance strategy and by way of the required restrictions on a societal level, and of course constant vigil, satarkta और सावधानी, ये हमारे लिए आज का मंत्र है.
The Uttar Pradesh government has announced night curfew in the state from tomorrow in view of the rising cases of Omicron infection. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath took the decision after a meeting with senior officials in this regard yesterday. Night curfew will be in place from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Also, a maximum of 200 people will be allowed for any gathering and events like weddings. Organizer of the event also has to inform the local administration about the gathering. The government said that it would be mandatory for people to follow COVID-appropriate behavior and all necessary guidelines and standard operating procedures. Officials have been asked to keep extra vigil around airports, bus stations and railway stations and also instructed to conduct testing of each and every person entering into the state. Delhi has administered first dose of COVID vaccine to 100% eligible people. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said 1,48,33,000 beneficiaries were administered first dose. In a tweet, Mr. Kejriwal saluted doctors, teachers, ashas and all other frontline workers. In Japan, government's regulatory panel has approved the use of COVID-19 antiviral treatment pill called Molnupiravir, developed by Merck & Company, Inc. National broadcaster NHK reported that the approval was widely expected and opens the door to shipments of 2 lakh doses across the country from this weekend.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs first meeting of high-level committee to commemorate 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. Prime Minister to address Guru Purab celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji at Lakhpat Sahib Gurudwara at Kutch in Gujarat tomorrow. Government says world is witnessing fourth COVID surge, emphasizes the need to remain vigilant with COVID-appropriate behavior. Centre assures 18,800 metric tons of medical oxygen per day capacity available in the country. Night curfew to be imposed in Uttar Pradesh from tomorrow in view of the rising cases of Omicron infection. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar stresses on infrastructure development in the agriculture sector, inaugurates 4-day agriculture exhibition Agrovision at Nagpur in Maharashtra. Election Commission reviews poll preparedness for upcoming assembly elections in Uttarakhand. And in cricket, India to lock horns with Pakistan in 50-over group stage match of ACC Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai tomorrow. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has stressed upon the infrastructure development in the agriculture sector. He expressed the need for investment by the private sector in agriculture. The minister was speaking after inaugurating the 4-day agriculture exhibition Agrovision at Nagpur in Maharashtra today. He said, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, agriculture is being given priority. Mr. Tomar said 1,62,000 crore rupees have been provided to 11.5 crore farmers in the country under the PM Kisan Yojana.
MSP को बढ़ाने से लेकर PM किसान योजना के अंतर्गत 11.5 करोड़ किसानों को 1,62,000 करोड़ रुपया उनके खाते में पहुंचाने का काम आज भारत सरकार के माध्यम से किया जा रहा है.
The 4-day agricultural exhibition, which started today, will continue till the 27th of December at Reshmi Bagh ground. It will have 350 pavilions, including 6 pavilions for agricultural exhibitions and 2 for agricultural workshops. The exhibition will feature seminars and conferences on various topics such as development of the dairy industry in Vidarbha and freshwater fishery in East Vidarbha.
In a bid to cool down the domestic prices of soya meal, the centre has issued an order by which it has imposed stock limits on soya meal for a period up to 30th of June 2022. The soya meal stock control order has been issued with immediate effect from the 23rd of this month. Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution in a statement said that under this order, the stock limit has been set in consultation with the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying. The decision would empower the Union Government and all states and Union Territories to regulate production and distribution of soya meal and to smoothen the sale and availability of this item in the market. It will stop unfair market practices and enhance the availability for consumers like poultry farm and cattle feed manufacturers. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today said that terrorism will be eradicated from the country. He said whoever tries to cross the path of India will not be spared. Mr. Singh was addressing a gathering in Dhule district of Maharashtra. On the occasion, the minister also unveiled the statues of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Maharana Pratap, Paramveer Chakra awardee late Abdul Hamid Masoodi and King Daulat Singh Rawal installed by Dundaicha Nagar Parishad. Without naming Pakistan, Mr. Singh said, if the neighbouring country indulges in the sinister act, then they will have to pay a heavy price. He said, through surgical strikes, India has shown that it can hit the enemy targets by entering into their territory as well. He also lauded the Dundaicha municipality for naming a road built by the local body in the memory of First Chief of Defence Staff, late General Bipin Rawat.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has said India's diversity is a strengthening force for its democracy. He said despite differences in language, culture and geography, it is country's democratic system which is binding its people for a stronger nation. Mr. Birla was addressing the members of the Assam Legislative Assembly in Guwahati today on the last day of the winter session. He said it is the power of country's constitution and its decisions should be people-centric and neutral. This winter session of Assam Legislative Assembly was adjourned sine die today after passing 15 bills during the 5-day-long session.
Union Minister and BJP leader Hardeep Singh Puri today criticized the opposition for disrupting the proceedings of both the houses of the parliament during the winter session. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Mr. Puri said that the opposition raised many issues of public interest in winter session, upon which the government also wanted to have serious discussion, but opposition evaded from debates. Member of Parliament and BJP leader Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi said it is evident that opposition's behaviour was inappropriate during the winter session. He also criticized Congress party for failing to discharge its role as a responsive opposition party in the parliament.
BJP National President J.P. Nadda today said that central government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given priority to the development of northeast states. Speaking at a function in Imphal today, Mr. Nadda said since the NDA government came to power in 2014, it has taken forward the development of northeast in a phased manner. He said Prime Minister Modi has visited the northeast region 50 times in the last 7 years. Today is National Consumer Day. It is observed on the 24th of December every year to highlight the importance of the consumer movement and spread awareness about the rights and responsibilities of every consumer. On this day, the Consumer Protection Act 1986 was enacted. Addressing an event on the occasion, Consumer Affairs Minister Piyush Goyal appealed to the agencies involved in consumer welfare to fulfill the aspirations of the public. The minister asked the state and district level consumer commissions to expand electronic-based consumer services for speedy grievance redressal. The Sensex and the Nifty today logged modest losses. Both stocks fell amid mixed cues from the global equity markets. Here's a report from the business world.
BSE Sensex fell 191 points, a 0.33% to trade at 57,124. The NSE Nifty also slipped by 69 points, a 0.40% to trade at 17,004. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee appreciated by 23 paise against the US dollar. And in intraday trade, Brent crude was trading around $76.20 per barrel. Arjun Chaudhary for AIR News.
A team of Election Commission of India led by Chief Election Commissioner CEC Sushil Chandra reviewed poll preparations for the upcoming assembly elections in Uttarakhand during their 2-day visit to Dehradun. Interacting with the media on the second day of his visit today, Mr. Chandra said the Election Commission is committed to conduct the upcoming assembly elections in Uttarakhand in a fair, free, transparent and inducement-free manner.
पूरे राज्य में रफली 81.43 लाख वोटर्स, उसमें 1.9 लाख नए महिला मतदाताओं को जोड़ा गया है और 1.6 लाख नए पुरुष मतदाताओं को इलेक्टोरल रोल में सम्मिलित किया गया है। करीब 1,10,408 18 से 19 वर्ष के लोगों को इस सूची में सम्मिलित किया गया है। जो दिव्यांगजन हैं 66,648 दिव्यांग मतदाता हमारे इलेक्टोरल रोल में हैं तथा 80 वर्ष से अधिक आयु के 1,43,553 इलेक्टर्स को आज इसकी तारीख में मौजूद हैं, जो बाहर हैं, फौज में हैं। 93,935 सर्विस मतदाताओं की मैपिंग की गई है और 81.3 लाख जो मतदाता बने हैं इस बार, और हमारा ये प्रयास है कि वो सब लोग आके वोट डालें।
The CEC informed that the term of the State Legislative Assembly is ending on the 23rd of March next year.
Christmas celebrations are about to commence in the country tonight. Midnight masses are organized in churches on the occasion. On Christmas Eve, cities across the country and globe are lit up with decorative lights, while houses are well adorned with Christmas decorations to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ with religious fervor. In Meghalaya, commercial hubs like Police Bazaar and Eudah in East Khasi Hills district are witnessing a heavy rush of people, while cake shops in the city are also being thronged by people. President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have extended their greetings to the nation on the eve of the auspicious occasion. This is All India Radio giving you the news.
Do you want to fly high, to reach out to the skies? Do you feel proud to wear the uniform? Then join the Indian Air Force.
Applications open from 1st December 2021. To apply, online login to careerindianairforce.cdac.in.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
The 24th of December is the birth anniversary of Pandurang Sadashiv Sane, popularly called Sane Guruji by his followers. Pandurang Sane was a teacher, social activist and freedom fighter. Born in Ratnagiri, Maharashtra in 1899. Sane taught at schools in rural areas, foregoing a potentially lucrative career. He published a magazine named Vidyarthi.
Inspired by Gandhiji's call for civil disobedience in 1930, Sane left his teaching profession and decided to dedicate his life to the freedom struggle. He played a crucial role in the spread of the Indian National Congress in rural Maharashtra, particularly in Khandesh region. He was actively involved in the organization of the Faizpur session of the Congress.
During the period from 1930 to 1947, Sane participated in various agitations and movements against the British. He was imprisoned in jails at Dhule, Tiruchirappalli, Nashik, Yerwada and Jalgaon for a total duration of 6 years and 7 months. Sane recognized the importance of learning Indian languages, particularly in the context of the problem of national integration. He started the Antar Bharati movement. He translated the ancient Tamil work of the Tirukkural into Marathi.
Pandurang Sane travelled throughout Maharashtra to bring awareness on the issue of untouchability. In May 1947, he fasted for the cause of opening of the Vitthal temple, Pandharpur, for so-called untouchables. After 11 days of fast, the doors of the Vitthal temple were ultimately opened for the downtrodden.
The assassination of Mahatma Gandhi deeply affected Pandurang Sane. After listening to the news of Gandhiji's assassination, Sane sat on a fast for 21 days. Dissatisfied with the conditions of the nation, he ended his life on the 11th of June, 1950.
The 24th of December is also the death anniversary of great freedom fighter and social activist E.V. Ramasamy, popularly known as Periyar. A great orator, Periyar mobilized people from all walks of life to fight against the British. To devote time to social activities, Periyar resigned from all public positions and gave up his lucrative family trade. He was given a jail sentence for his propagation for khadi and boycott of British goods. Periyar was a staunch believer in gender equality. He tirelessly worked for women's education.
Ramasamy spent over 50 years giving speeches propagating the realization that everyone is an equal citizen.
Communal differences in Tamil society were considered by many to be deep-rooted until Ramasamy came to the scene. Periyar is also known as the father of the Dravidian movement. On the 24th of December 1973, Periyar breathed his last.
We also remember Harbhajan Singh, who joined the Indian National Army in 1942.
He fought against the British forces on the Burma front as second lieutenant and died in a frontal combat with the enemy in Burma on the 24th of December 1944. We salute the brave. Brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar, AIR News ke sang. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, Jago Grahak Jago. In our bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar of AIIMS Patna will be with us tonight to answer the queries related to coronavirus. This program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju today visited Ludhiana Court Complex in Punjab that was rocked by a bomb blast a day earlier and reviewed the situation. Later addressing a press conference, Mr. Rijiju said the centre and the state are working together to ensure strong action against all anti-country elements who are trying to disrupt peace and harmony. The minister assured the people of Ludhiana and Punjab that by launching a coordinated effort, the incident will be thoroughly probed. Mr. Rijiju said he held discussions with senior officers of Punjab Police and investigating agencies, and soon the case will be unfolded.
In cricket, India will lock horns with Pakistan in a 50-over group stage match of ACC Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai tomorrow. The match will begin at 11 a.m. Indian time. Skipper Yash led Team India thrashed host UAE by 154 runs in their opening match in Dubai yesterday. In the other matches played on the same day, Pakistan beat Afghanistan by 4 wickets and Sri Lanka defeated Kuwait by 274 runs.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have moderate fog. Kolkata and Mumbai are expected to have mainly clear sky. Chennai will have misty sky. And Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Jammu and Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Leh and Gilgit are likely to have generally cloudy sky. In the northeast, Guwahati and Itanagar will have mainly clear sky. Imphal, Shillong and Kohima will have partly cloudy sky. Aizawl will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Gangtok will witness generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Vishakhapatnam will have fog in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Hyderabad will have misty sky. Thiruvananthapuram will have partly cloudy sky. And Puducherry will have mainly clear sky. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs first meeting of high-level committee to commemorate 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. Prime Minister to address Gurpurab celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji at Lakhpat Sahib Gurudwara at Kutch in Gujarat tomorrow. Government says world is witnessing fourth COVID surge, emphasizes the need to remain vigilant with COVID-appropriate behavior. Centre assures 18,800 metric tons of medical oxygen per day capacity available in the country. Night curfew to be imposed in Uttar Pradesh from tomorrow in view of rising cases of Omicron infection. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar stresses on infrastructure development in the agriculture sector. Election Commission reviews poll preparedness for upcoming assembly elections in Uttarakhand. In cricket, India to lock horns with Pakistan in 50-over group stage match of ACC Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai tomorrow. Well, for details of these stories and more, you may log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.